Daniel Defoe, Robinson Crusoe, Part 26. This they all engaged to do, and entered into writings or covenants to do so, and I made a formal will disposing of my plantation and effects in case of my death, making the captain of the ship that had saved my life as before my universal heir, but obliging him to dispose of my effects as I had directed in my will, one half of the produce being to himself, and the other to be shipped to England. In short, I took all possible caution to preserve my effects and to keep up my plantation. Had I used half as much prudence to have looked into my own interest and have made a judgment of what I ought to have done and not to have done, I had certainly never gone away from so prosperous and undertaking, leaving all the probable views of a thriving circumstance, and gone upon a voyage to sea, attended with all its common hazards, to say nothing of the reasons I had to expect particular misfortunes to myself. But I was hurried on and obeyed blindly the dictates of my fancy rather than my reason, and accordingly the ship being fitted out and the cargo furnished, and all things done as by agreement by my parents in the voyage, I went on board in an evil hour, the 1st September 1659, being the same day 8 years that I went from my father and mother at Hull, in order to act the rebel to their authority and the fool to my own interests. Our ship was about 120 tons burden, carried 6 guns and 14 men, besides the master, his boy, and myself. We had on board no large cargo of goods, except of such toys as were fit for our trade with the negroes, such as bits of glass, shells, and other trifles, especially little looking-glasses, knives, scissors, hatchets, and the like. The same day I went on board. We set sail, standing away to the northward upon our own coast, with design to stretch over for the African coast, when we came about 10 or 12 degrees of northern latitude, which it seems was the manner of course in those days. We had very good weather, only excessively hot, all the way upon our own coast, till we came to the height of Cape St. Augustino. From whence, keeping further off at sea, we lost sight of land and steered as if we were bound for the Isle Fernando de Noronha, holding our course NE by N and leaving those isles on the east. In this course we passed the line in about 12 days' time, and were by our last observation in 7 degrees 22 minutes northern latitude, when a violent tornado or hurricane took us quite out of our knowledge. It began from the southeast, came about to the northwest, and then settled in the northeast, from whence it blew in such a terrible manner that for 12 days together we could not do nothing but drive, and scudding away before it, let it carry us with the fate and the fury of the winds directed. And during these 12 days I need not say that I expected every day to be swallowed up, nor indeed did any in the ship expect to save their lives. In this distress we had, besides the terror of the storm, one of our men die of the Calenture, and one man and a boy washed overboard. About the 12th day, the weather abating a little, the master made an observation as well as he could, and found that he was in about 11 degrees north latitude, but that he was 22 degrees of longitude difference west from Cape St. Augustino, so that he found he was upon the coast of Guinea, or the north part of Brazil, beyond the river Amazon, toward that of the river Orinoco, commonly called the Great River, and began to consult with me what course he should take, for the ship was leaky and very much disabled, and he was going directly back to the coast of Brazil.